Hey guys, this is Steven from Steven's Classic Garage. So this is the part 2 of showing you guys my 79 Golf, or otherwise known as a Rabbit. So 79 Rabbit with circular headlights, manufactured in Germany. I already did the walk around, which I guess you can call part 1. This is part 2. I'll show you guys the inside of the trunk, so basically the drivetrain. So again, obviously this is a 1.6 liter diesel swapped into a 1.5 liter car. So normally this comes with a 1.5, but it's got a 1.6, which is way better, way stronger, and all that jazz. And you can see a lot of room in here for a swap. Very easy to swap from these cars. You can see down here the 5-speed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, obviously just that's just a water pump down there, so no power, nothing. No power brakes, no power steering, no AC, no condenser in there, so it's all manual, everything. So I'll go ahead and put the car in, put the camera inside the car here. Go for a quick drive. I'm actually going to be driving to San Francisco right now to do some stuff for work. So let's go ahead and show you guys how loud it is inside. So here's inside. We're inside the car now. Here's the Recaro seats. Here's the seat belts. Parking brake. Gear selector. And here is water temp. It runs at about 170, 190 when it's warmed up. Here you can see gauges. We got water temp, battery, oil. This is glow plugs. Light switch, brakes, windshield wiper switch there. Oh, sorry, turn signal. And here's wipers. So obviously it's raining right now. So I had it warming up really quick. So what I'll do is, until I should be getting a GoPro here eventually, but what I'll do is I'll just put this guy here on the dash, and we'll go for a little ride. Let me go ahead and put my seatbelt on here. And again, guys, I'll probably be getting a GoPro eventually. I do have my brother's GoPro, but that is pretty old. And that only does 720p. So let's go ahead and take off here, heading towards San Francisco. So first gear, second gear, we're off running. Third gear, we go ahead and take it off the dash. As you can see, the actual miles per hour, it's off scale because of these BBS wheels. He put bigger wheels on it. Obviously the BBSs are bigger than the stock ones. They're about they're an inch bigger in diameter, so that causes the scale of the circumference to be a little different. So at each RPM, you're actually going faster. So the faster you go, the more that scale knocks it off, right? It knocks it off linearly. And also, this gauge is not that best, but as you can see, if you go back and pause the video, it says 74,000 original miles. Supposedly it hasn't rolled over, but I'm not quite sure about that. So now we're cruising in 4th gear. Again, this is a 5-speed, so I'm in the lower gear, I guess you could say. I'm cruising around where I live. It's got plenty of space in here for what I need to do. I do a lot of work making parts and stuff like that, so I need to be able to do that kind of thing. So this is definitely a perfect car for that. So here I've got clutch in on the brakes. The brakes do need some work. I think I'm just going to do a bleed on it, and then maybe look into swapping some parts or do like a Mark II. Now we're in second. Let me turn on the wipers here for you guys. I'm seeing that the camera is actually below where the wipers are. Move it over slightly. So sorry that you have the windshield wiper right there, but I mean you can hear kind of how it drives. So this is 4th gear right here. So we're 4 minutes in. We get up to 11.25 minutes. Clutch is in on the brakes. Obviously, brakes don't make any noise. first, second. Obviously you see first does not go very fast. First only goes up to maybe, where I would shift is maybe like 10 miles an hour, then I shift out. Now we're in fourth. And the clutch engages really, really late. Or early, I guess you could say. The clutch engages early, and then the clutch clutch re-engages and disengages early. So going all the way down the floor is not really going to help you much. So here's fifth. That's fifth gear right there. So supposedly this car's got a top speed of about 85 miles an hour, 85, 90 miles an hour. The gauge here goes to 100. I'm not exactly sure if it'll go all the way, because again, this is a I don't know how far it will go in actuality, because again, this is a swapped car. In the brochure back here, I think it said 85. I'll have to look at it again. So here at a four-way stop. Move the camera out of the way of the rain a little bit. As you can see, it's kind of a bumpy ride. I wish I had a hands-free or a friend to go with. Maybe the next video I'll do that. I may not even post this, but I think it's kind of cool. So fifth gear again, cruising. Says down here we're going 50. I doubt it. We're going maybe 37, 35 or 38, maybe 40. So again, what that also means is that these original miles are probably off because of the scale. The scale's probably giving it a little bit more than it is in actuality. In actuality, it's probably way less because it'll read high. But when you're on the freeway, which we may not even get to the freeway here, freeway is way down the street here, probably at least 4 minutes away at this point. We're talking about, well, I want to show you what it is like from the stop here. So this is the main problem with the car that I'm having right now, is I just have to kind of wind it out a little bit more, because I think this thing redlines at 5, 6, something like that. So one of the things that I need to do is get better at taking off from a stop. So I have a lot of problems being able to catch up to the car in front of me from a stop. So I'll show you guys what that looks like right now. Because cars, you know, with now mainly automatic transmissions, they're very hard to keep up with stock or from a stop. And of course, this has only got 50 horsepower. So let's see. So you can see this guy's gaining on me. I mean, that wasn't too bad. I just got to work on winding it out a little further. Again, I've only bought, today's Wednesday, and I bought the car Sunday. So I haven't been driving it much. And I just barely missed fifth. Had to go back and catch fifth. I have some problems catching most of the time, actually. But I've gotten pretty good at getting it now. So within the next few days here, or within the next week, I'll probably put an air tank of gas as a kind of benchmark to see what my mileage is, and then I'm gonna start running Propel biodiesel and see how that compares. Supposedly, you get better gas mileage and more power out of their biodiesel because it has a higher CETN rating, CETENE, which I'm not exactly sure what that even really means. So I'll have to look into that because I'm relatively new to this whole biodiesel thing. So I'm gonna take off here from third. There we go. Perfect shift. Fifth. Perfect. I'm getting better at it. And the other thing that's kind of disorientating is, if I would be able to show you if I had a hands-free, is that the mirror vibrates like crazy when you're low in the RPM range for any of your gears, because you know, it's forcing the motor to work at a lower RPM than it would like in the gear, and so the rear window, the rear mirror just vibrates like crazy, so everything's blurry in the rear view mirror. But other than that, I mean, and another thing is that the back window does not have a wiper, so that's kind of weird. But you know, I'm just not used to it. But it's a pretty dramatic angle for a wiper, anyways. I'm a little late on the clutch here. I wasn't really paying attention. Perfect shift in a second. Wind second out. Into third. Into fourth. A little bit of a jerk there in fourth. So another thing, the indicators work on both left and right. On the back, I believe the left indicator does not work on the front. Also, I have a parking brake, parking light, brake light out on the back right, I believe, but the running lights work all together in the back, so that's kind of weird. Into first, on the clutch a little too long. Perfect shift in the second. A little bumpy.